All right, guys. I figured I'd bring you in on this. I'm going to be doing a YouTube thing on it. So this is, I'm going to give you a tour and I'll walk you through everything and talk to you as we're doing it to kind of bring you up to date and give you some history on this house and how we got to where we are right now. And so here we go. This is the, first off, I bought this place post divorce. And let me give you a little look around. But anyway, I bought this place. I got a really good deal on it and some creative financing right after my divorce. I couldn't have bought it any other way. But when I bought it, it was nothing but framed up. Okay. There was no electric, no plumbing at all, no septic, no zero, nothing. When you walked in here, all there was plywood floors and studded up walls, no plastic and all this stuff that you see in drywall and blah, 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 put up. So anyway, I got a really good deal on it. And so like I said, some creative financing. So I was able to purchase the house and I knew that it was a good investment. And the plan was to live in it like caveman style with my 8-year-old son. I don't know what I was thinking, by the way. With my 8-year-old son and with no plumbing and no electric. And it was a very financially hard time for me post-divorce. So that was the plan, and that's what we did for 2 years. So when we moved in here, there was literally nothing, and these 2 rooms was what we lived in, me and my son. I had plastic up back here, and I had plastic up across this whole wall, and no insulation, and plastic up on all the ceiling. No insulation, no nothing, and we lived here, and we had no plumbing. We had running water because I had a spigot hooked to I dug the water line up with a shovel and hooked a spigot up to it. But I still have, let's see. And it's just, excuse the mess. I've been down here cleaning all day. This place was a disaster. It's like we up and walked out of here. It was like a Walking Dead scene, in all honesty. It was like we walked out of here in a hurry and left everything sitting here. There were dirty dishes in the sink and it was just a mess. But anyway, this was our toilet. We set a 5-gallon bucket underneath that. And then this, I still have that right over there it's a horse trough, was our bathtub. And so we lived like that for about 3 or 4 months. And we would heat water up on the stove, and that was all the hot water we had, blah, 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 blah. So it was a rough life. And along the way, I worked on the house, and we got a little bit more financially secure, and I ended up doing more and more to the house. And at a certain point, I got financially secure enough that I didn't think that we deserved, my son in particular, deserved to live this way, and he deserved a better life. So than this lifestyle could provide him. So I rented a place and haven't touched the place since, and that's been 2.5 years ago, I guess. So that's how we got to where we are. But anyway, along the way, it does have plumbing now, along that 2 years. Excuse me. It's got plumbing. And like I said, this place is set for like 2 years with nothing. All these dishes were dirty. I washed them today. But I mean, it's got hot water and cold water. And that fridge went out this summer, and that was an awful reek. And I still got to get rid of it. So, come on. There's a special spot in here somewhere where this thing is shut off. There we go. So anyway, stove works. Everything works. And except for that fridge that reeks like hell. So everything worked when we left. Let me show you a little bit more about our lifestyle when we lived here. And, I was just throwing stuff down because I was sick and tired of this particle board. This is just particle board that's painted. And if you've ever lived with particle board floors and sock feet, it sucks. And we would have constantly, you know, space heaters everywhere, and actually used 2 diesel before we had heat, which is not really to speak of now. I had 2 diesel heaters, ready heaters basically, that ran off of a plug-in thermostat. I had one that sat in here, and I had one that sat at the end of this hallway. And like I said, we just put these are all remnants, you know, that I just picked up, and these are demoed materials. I would try to save all the hardwood, and I've got enough to do almost the whole house now, actually. This was my son's room, and like I said, it's like we just, you know, the apocalypse happened, and we just, poof, disappeared in a hurry. So this is the bathroom, the hallway bathroom. And I mean, it all works, you know, but it's not a great life. You can see this tub, or it gives you a little bit of an idea how nasty this place was in there in the kitchen. But you know, everything works. And let's see, what else can I show you? Master bedroom. I actually had my bed set up in here, and you can see I had plastic on the ceiling. And that's the master closet. Oh, this was an attempt at heat at one point in time. I had this hooked to the water heater, and I would cycle hot water through it. And it's basically a radiator. You look down in there. And I built this little box and put this squirrel cage heater on it, and it blew out into the hallway. And it actually worked, but it was way, way, way inefficient. It cost a fortune to run that thing. But anyway, this is the master. You can see it's a hip tray. It's going to be really cool when we get done with it. And master bathroom, where the spiders live now. This tub is freaking awesome, though. And then the toilet will be in here. And there's the master shower. I've done a little bit of work on that in the last 2 years, but not much. I mean, basically, I've done nothing here in the last couple of years. And then this is the 3rd bedroom. And basically, this is just a tool storage room for my business. I turned it into one when we were pouring the garage floor. That's another thing I've done in the last couple of years. So I had to bring everything in here to be able to pour the floor. And then now the garage is full. And this room's full. So it's awesome. Yay me. So anyway. I haven't showed you the whole house. Well, this is a furnace that I salvaged out of we rebuilt this guy's house completely, and this furnace was fine, but I don't have any ductwork for it, so I still got to do the ductwork and the trunk line and all the registers and everything. It's a brand new water heater, 50 gallon, and it's just a filter box that thing's sitting on. It runs on propane. There's a tank outside. It's completely empty. And this thing's way inefficient because of the situation with the house. You know, it's just got R13 up here. All this in the attic currently is going to end up getting taken down and put into the walls. There's enough up there to do the walls. But I figured I'd go on and buy it when we were here. And when I was ready to do all my inspections, we would just pull it down, cut it up, and put it in the walls. And it would be money well spent. And I think it was, because building materials are through the damn roof now. So, show you the rest. I'm not going to show you the garage because it's got all my tools and stuff in it. It's a mess. I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of stuff out there. So, this is kind of a mud room off of the garage. And there's the laundry room. And it's nasty. When I was at work, I kept the dogs. I had 2 dogs, and I kept the dogs in there. And they just absolutely destroyed that room. I'm probably going to end up having to replace that subfloor. This goes upstairs. There's about 400 square feet up there. Bonus room over the garage. And you already saw the back there. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of work to this place. And going to try to get it drywalled by start drywalling anyway. you know, before the end of the year would be fantastic. I don't know if that's possible or not, but that was a wood rack, by the way. I would keep firewood in that. And we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I got a lot going on. But I feel, you know, I feel really blessed to be where I am in life right now and not have to live this way. And when I was living this way, when I was living this way, I was very proud to be able to have something like this. And I think we get caught up a lot in not realizing that we're blessed. And this place is cleaning up today has been an absolute reminder that I am blessed. This was a rough way of life, and I am excited to get back working on it a little bit. Not quite completely into it yet, but I'm just always realize that you're a blessed person if you've got a roof over your head and a warm place to lay your head. I literally almost froze to death in that. We used to sleep in this recliner when we first lived here, me and my son. That's where we slept. We kicked the recliner out and both of us slept there. And I would stream Netflix from my phone through a piece into the TV so we could watch something on TV. And that was it. That was, you know. And with no insulation in there, I was by myself, thankfully. It got down to like -15 one night. And for 3 or 4 days, and I forgot to put the right wood in the stove. And when I woke up, I used to always keep a big pot of water on top of the stove because we didn't have any hot water at first. So this was really the almost froze to death thing was something that happened right at the beginning. -15 for like 4 days, and one day I forgot to put oak in the fireplace or in the stove at night, and woke up and that pot of water that was on top of the stove was froze over like an inch thick. So I mean, it was 20 degrees in this house, and there's no telling how long it had been that way. So I got really lucky. God blessed me that night that I even woke up. But always look around and realize that you're a blessed person, because there are worse ways, I promise you, to live than if you've got a roof over your head and you know, a nice warm house. There's a lot worse ways to live. Just like I said, I lived this way for a couple years, and I still liked wine then. I was a very, how do you say it, a distinguished poor person. I hope you guys follow along on the thing. I'm going to post this one on Facebook, but the majority of this is going to end up being on YouTube of what we do here. And the first order of business is going to get rid of that beast right there. We're going to put like 14 pounds of duct tape around it to keep it from opening because it absolutely reeks. Hope you follow along. Subscribe.